With today's modern technology, there are a variety of tools to bring teams together virtually. Grandparents meet their new grandchild for the first time via video chat. Friends text each other to catch up and make plans, and people share their experiences and likes on social media sites. Despite all the different ways that people can get together virtually, with Agile teams, the accepted best practice is to work together in person. This is stressed through the first value in the Agile Manifesto, which states that we value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. This means having individuals interact in ways that bring out the best ideas. And one of the 12 Agile principles states that face-to-face communication is the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within a development team. Face-to-face communication supports the quick transfer of information. So, how can the ideal Agile team space be described? Agile teams often rely on colocation. This means locating development team members close to one another or in the same workspace, such as a single open-plan office with no cubicles or partitions between desks. This environment encourages team members to communicate with one another as they work and to discuss any obstacles they encounter. Working in isolation should be an exception. A separate area may be designated for briefly stepping away to conduct personal matters. Colocation is essential for certain software development techniques, such as pair programming. Pair programming is like, as the name would suggest, that a couple or two programmers would sit next to each other, one entering the code, the other ensuring that the code is accurate. Communication is face-to-face, information is free-flowing, and rapport and trust is essential. In pair programming, the communication and learning is direct and purposeful. However, there are some indirect benefits of colocation which also benefit Agile teams. Osmosis is the process by which a substance seeps from one system into another through a separation barrier. In Agile teams, the concept is that team members in the same space benefit by unconsciously taking in information from one another. This happens because in a shared environment, individuals are exposed to various sensory experiences, even when they aren't consciously paying attention to them. For example, team members take in sounds in the work area even when they're not actively listening. This is evident when two people are having a conversation and a third turns around only when his or her name is mentioned. Although the third person wasn't actively listening, the content of the conversation filters through. Osmotic communication isn't restricted to sound alone. It also includes visual information, such as body language of colleagues on the other side of an office. Osmotic communication helps ensure that questions and ideas flow naturally between team members. It also reduces the time and costs associated with having team members update one another in other ways, for example, through time-consuming meetings or conference calls. In one example of osmotic communication in an Agile team environment, Micah, one of the team members, turns to ask his coworker Leonard a question about their code refactoring technique. Leonard struggles to answer the question clearly, but Allison overheard the conversation and shares her knowledge on the subject. Now all three team members have the same information with regard to their activity. Another advantage of colocation is the sharing of tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge can be defined as skills, ideas, and experiences that people have, such as playing a musical instrument or expertly navigating a river without hitting sandbanks. Tacit knowledge is also referred to as know-how and can be very difficult to transfer except through extensive personal contact, regular interaction, and trust. Therefore, an individual can acquire tacit knowledge without language. Apprentices, for example, work with their mentors and learn craftsmanship, not through language, but by observation, imitation, and practice. Tacit knowledge involves learning and skill, but not in a way that can be written down. This is the reason colocation is so important to the development of skills and experiences among coworkers. Individuals can learn from each other just by being in the same location. Teleconferencing and social media are both useful tools, and technology clearly has value in today's working environments. However, when it comes to the Agile Manifesto and Agile values, face-to-face communication through co-located groups is the simplest and most effective way to communicate.